Most people believe their success is built in the morning. They think it all starts when the alarm goes off, when they hit the gym, when they dive into their work. But that's a lie. Success doesn't start in the morning. It starts the night before. What you do before you sleep shapes everything. Your energy, your focus, your drive, your mindset. You can have the best morning routine in the world, but if your nights are wasted, you're running on empty before the day even begins. Think about it. How many nights have you spent scrolling mindlessly through your phone, watching random videos, checking notifications, letting your mind drift into a cycle of distractions? Then you wake up groggy, unmotivated, already behind before the day has even started. And the worst part, you don't even realize it's happening. This is where most people fail. They focus on the morning, on the routines, the habits, the productivity hacks, but they ignore the foundation. And without a strong foundation, everything collapses. You want to change your life? You start by changing your nights. The most successful people in the world understand this. They don't just end their day, they prepare for the next one. They treat the final hours before bed like a blueprint for their future. Because here's the truth, your mind is always working, even while you sleep. And if you don't control what it's working on, you wake up at the mercy of yesterday. So here's the challenge. Take a hard look at your nights. Are they setting you up for success, or are they quietly stealing your potential? Because your future isn't decided in the morning. It's determined the moment you close your eyes at night. Most people don't realize they're sabotaging their own success before they even close their eyes. It's not the big mistakes that hold you back. It's not the major failures. It's the small, unnoticed habits, the ones that slip under the radar. You come home exhausted. You tell yourself you need a break, so you turn on the TV, grab your phone, scroll through social media. You check your emails, reply to messages, maybe watch a few random videos. It feels harmless. But what you don't see is the damage it's doing. Night after night, you're conditioning your mind to operate on autopilot. You're teaching yourself that the final moments of your day don't matter. And over time, this habit locks you into a cycle of stagnation. Because how you end your day determines how you start the next one. Think about this. When was the last time you went to bed with a clear mind? No stress, no distractions, no unfinished thoughts dragging into the next morning. Most people can't remember. They go to bed overwhelmed, distracted, or drained. And then they wonder why they wake up feeling sluggish, uninspired, and stuck in the same routine. But here's the truth. Your brain never stops working. Even while you sleep, your subconscious is processing everything. And if you're feeding it negativity, stress, or meaningless distractions before bed, guess what? That's exactly what it's going to carry into the next day. You are literally programming your future every single night. So ask yourself, are your nights moving you forward, or are they keeping you trapped? Are you using them to prepare for greatness, or are you wasting them on distractions? Because if you don't take control of your nights will take control of you. If you want different results, you have to make different choices. Most people think they need a total life overhaul to succeed, but that's not true. The biggest transformations come from small, consistent changes. So here's what you do. 3 shifts, 3 simple changes. That's it. First, shut down the noise. Your brain is like a sponge. Whatever it absorbs before bed gets locked into your subconscious. If you're filling it with stress, drama, or useless distractions, you're carrying that into the next day. So cut the noise. Turn off the screens. Stop feeding your mind junk. Instead, fill your nights with clarity, calmness, and focus. Second, process the day. Don't carry it. Most people bring yesterday's problems into tomorrow. They go to bed still replaying mistakes, still holding on to stress, still thinking about things they can't change. That's a trap. You need to clear your mind before bed, journal it out, meditate, reflect, do whatever it takes to close the chapter on today so you don't wake up dragging it into tomorrow. And third, program your future. Your last thoughts before sleep shape your next day. That's a fact. If you go to bed thinking about stress, you wake up with stress. But if you go to bed thinking about success, about solutions, about progress, you wake up with momentum. Start visualizing what you want. Start setting an intention for the next day. Your mind will work on it while you sleep. This is the formula. Most people end their day on autopilot, but the ones who rise, the ones who succeed, they use their nights as a tool. They don't waste them, they harness them. And if you do the same, everything changes. Most people wake up feeling exhausted, not because they didn't get enough sleep, but because they never truly let go of yesterday. They carry it with them. The stress, the failures, the disappointments, the conversations that didn't go the way they wanted, the mistakes that replay in their mind over and over, and the worst part, they don't even realize it. You think you're just going to bed, but what's really happening, you're lying there, scrolling through your phone, distracting yourself just enough to push your thoughts aside. You're hoping exhaustion will knock you out before you have to deal with them. But your mind never truly lets go. You fall asleep still holding on to yesterday, and you wake up already burdened by it. Before your feet even touch the floor, you're carrying the same weight. The same doubts, the same stress. It's a cycle that never ends. Unless you break it, you have to make a decision. Are you going to let yesterday define you? Are you going to keep waking up with the same baggage, the same problems, the same frustrations? Or are you going to release it and give yourself the chance to start fresh? Because here's the truth. If you don't take control of your mind before bed, it will take control of you. Every night, you have two choices. You can either process your day, learn from it and let it go, or you can drag it into tomorrow and keep living the same life on repeat. It's time to choose. Even while you're asleep, your mind is still working. It's processing, organizing, replaying. The question is, what is it working on? You see, your subconscious never shuts down. Whatever you feed it before bed is what it will marinate in for the next 8 hours. Think about that. If you go to bed filled with stress, your subconscious will keep running those same anxious loops all night. If you fall asleep watching mindless negative content, your brain will absorb it. If you end your day feeling overwhelmed and lost, you're programming your mind to wake up the same way. But what happens if you shift? What happens if, instead of going to bed filled with distractions, doubts, and stress, you intentionally feed your mind something powerful? You start reinforcing success. You start planting your beliefs. You start training your mind to work for you instead of against you. And that's not just motivation, it's science. Studies show that your brain sorts and prioritizes memories during sleep. It strengthens the things you focus on before bed. That means if you end your night focused on problems, your mind will reinforce those problems. But if you end your night focused on solutions, your mind will reinforce solutions. So the question is, what are you letting your mind replay? Are you allowing it to build you up? Or are you unknowingly programming yourself to stay exactly where you are? Because every night, whether you realize it or not, you're making a choice. And that choice is shaping your future. Let's be honest, letting go is hard. You want to fix things. You want to replay that conversation and think about what you should have said. You want to relive that moment and figure out what went wrong. You want to carry that frustration just a little bit longer because it feels like if you let it go, you're losing control. But in reality, holding on is what's keeping you stuck. You can't wake up ready for a new future if you're still holding on to an old past. So here's what you need to do. Before you go to bed, take a moment to reflect. Not to dwell, not to overanalyze, but to process. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What can I take from this and grow? And then let it go. You don't have to carry today's weight into tomorrow. You don't have to wake up with the same stress, the same doubts, the same baggage. You have a choice. You can let the past shape you, or you can use it to fuel you. You can let it hold you back, or you can decide right now that you're done carrying things that no longer serve you. Because when you finally let go, you don't just lighten your load, you open the door to something greater. Tonight is not just another night. It's a reset, a chance to rewrite the script, a chance to shift the energy of your future. So here's what you do. Close the chapter on today. Take 5 minutes to process. What did you learn? What will you take with you? And what are you leaving behind? Decide what you're taking into tomorrow. Don't let your mind wander aimlessly before bed. Direct it. Give it a vision. Tell it where you want to go. Affirm it. Say it out loud. I release today. I welcome tomorrow. I am ready for what's next. Because the moment you decide to start fresh, your life begins to change. It doesn't matter what happened today. It doesn't matter what held you back yesterday. What matters is what you do next, and it starts tonight. Have you ever stopped to consider the power of your last thoughts before you close your eyes at night? We all know that first impressions are crucial, but what about the last impression you leave on your mind? The final moments of your day, those thoughts, those feelings, that mental energy are the foundation for everything that comes next. When you go to bed thinking about your problems, your stresses, or your worries, your brain carries those thoughts into the deepest parts of your subconscious. Your mind processes everything you've absorbed during the day, and it locks in the last thing you gave it. This is why what you feed your mind before bed is so powerful. Think about it. How often do you end your day feeling defeated, overwhelmed, anxious about the future? If that's how you go to sleep, don't be surprised if you wake up feeling the same way. Your subconscious takes all of that in and it works on it all night long. But what if you changed that? What if, instead of going to bed stressed, you fed your mind with optimism, with gratitude, with vision? What if you went to bed visualizing your success, affirming your growth, seeing yourself accomplishing your goals? That's not just positive thinking, it's the science of your subconscious mind. Your brain is a powerful tool, and when you intentionally focus it on success, on the life you want to create, it begins working toward that while you sleep. Your last thoughts before bed are like planting seeds in fertile soil. If you plant doubt, fear, and negativity, that's what will grow. But if you plant seeds of possibility, ambition, and confidence, that's what your future will bloom into. You are in control of what your mind works on while you sleep. So take control of your thoughts before bed and let your mind begin creating your future while you rest. Your mind is not a passive observer, it's a sponge. Everything you feed it, it absorbs. Everything you allow to take root, it grows. And that includes the content you consume, the conversations you have, and the thoughts you entertain. What are you feeding your mind before you sleep? Are you scrolling through social media, absorbing negativity? Are you watching shows filled with violence, drama, and fear? Are you letting your mind drown in self-doubt and worry before you rest? If so, you're not just wasting your time, you're sabotaging your potential. Every moment you spend feeding your mind with negativity is a moment you're reinforcing doubt, stress, and fear. And your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. If you feed it toxic thoughts, toxic content, it believes that's who you are. But what if you changed that? What if, instead of watching the news, you watched something that inspired you? Instead of scrolling through Instagram, you read a book that challenged your thinking. Instead of falling asleep with negative self-talk, you practiced affirmations and gratitude. When you start feeding your mind with positivity, with growth, with inspiration, your subconscious will work on that instead. It will start aligning your actions with the thoughts you've planted. And over time, your mind will believe what you feed it, and it will create a reality that reflects those beliefs. Remember, what you feed your mind, it becomes. So choose wisely. Here's the truth. The difference between those who achieve success and those who stay stuck is simple. Intentional programming. Successful people don't just let their minds wander at night. They don't go to bed aimlessly, letting the stress of the day take over. They take control of their thoughts and intentionally program their minds for success. They understand that their subconscious mind is their most powerful ally, and they use it. Before bed, they visualize their goals. They affirm their success. They focus on their dreams, and they let their minds absorb all of it. They don't waste their nights replaying doubts or worries. They use that time to feed their minds with a vision of what they want to create. The ones who stay stagnant, those who are stuck, don't do this. They go to bed overwhelmed, exhausted, and distracted. They let their minds replay negative thoughts, mistakes, and failures, and they wonder why they never move forward. Success is not an accident. It's the result of intentional actions, including how you program your mind before you sleep. The truth is, every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They program their minds for success night after night. They understand that what they think about before bed is shaping their tomorrow. And now you can do the same. Jim Carrey, Oprah Winfrey, Thomas Edison, these are some of the most successful people in the world. And they all have one thing in common. They've mastered the art of visualizing success. Jim Carrey famously wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated for Thanksgiving 1995. He visualized getting that amount for a movie, and when the time came, it happened. Oprah Winfrey visualized herself being on television and changing the world. Thomas Edison visualized every invention before it was even created. This isn't just a coincidence. Visualization is a proven tool that successful people use to reprogram their minds and bring their dreams into reality. It's not magic, it's science. When you visualize something, you send a clear message to your subconscious mind. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. So when you visualize your success, your mind begins to believe it, and it starts aligning your actions with that vision. It's not enough to just dream about success. You have to see it. You have to feel it. You have to program your subconscious to believe it's already yours. So the next time you close your eyes, don't just think about tomorrow, see it. Visualize your success. Visualize achieving your goals. See yourself living the life you want to create. Because when you see it in your mind, you're one step closer to making it your reality. Your mind is a believer. It believes whatever you tell it. When you say, I can't, your mind believes it. When you say, I'm not good enough, your mind believes it. When you say, I'll never succeed, your mind believes it. But when you say, I am capable, your mind believes it. When you say, I am worthy of success, your mind believes it. Your words have power, and your subconscious is always listening. So instead of filling your mind with doubt, feed it with powerful affirmations. Before bed, speak your goals out loud. Tell yourself, I am confident. I am successful. I am deserving of all the good things coming my way. Tell your mind what it needs to hear to believe in your success, and your mind will work tirelessly to make it happen. Waking up without a plan is one of the most silent yet dangerous thieves of success. When you wake up without a clear idea of what you're doing that day, your mind is left to wander. And when your mind wanders, it's easy to get distracted. You're pulled in every direction, reacting to what's in front of you instead of proactively moving toward your goals. Here's the problem. Without a plan, your day controls you. You let life dictate your actions, the emails, the phone calls, the unexpected problems, they take center stage. Your goals, your priorities, your ambitions, they get pushed to the side because you don't have a strategy to guide you. But here's the truth. Success is never a result of reacting to the day. Success comes from making intentional choices about how you want your day to unfold. If you don't have a plan, you're not moving forward. You're spinning your wheels, wasting precious time and energy on things that don't matter. But there's a simple fix. You need to start planning your day the night before. Take 5 minutes tonight to write down your priorities for tomorrow. What are the 3 most important things you need to accomplish? What are the non-negotiables that will move you closer to your goals? Without a plan, you'll keep waking up feeling lost. With one, you'll wake up with purpose. And the difference is everything. The winners of the world don't wait for tomorrow to decide what they'll do. They decide tonight. They make their decisions, set their priorities, and plan their actions before they even wake up. This gives them an immediate sense of purpose and direction the moment they open their eyes. This isn't about being busy. It's about being intentional. The most successful people are not those who wander through the day reacting to everything that happens. They're the ones who take control of their time, who decide what matters, and who set their minds on achieving those things. And this starts the night before. Think about it. If you wake up with no plan, you're essentially throwing away half of your day before it even starts. But if you take 5 minutes tonight to plan, you've already given yourself a road. You know exactly where you're going and how to get there. This simple shift in thinking, the idea that you must decide your tomorrow today, will change the trajectory of your success. Here's the key to massive growth in your life. Keep it simple. The 3-task rule is simple but powerful. Every night before you go to bed, decide on 3 things you must accomplish the next day. Just 3. These are the non-negotiable tasks that, if completed, will make the day a success. Why 3? Because too many tasks overwhelm you. You try to do everything, and in the end, you do nothing. But by narrowing it down to 3 tasks, you stay focused and energized. These tasks should align with your bigger goals. They should stretch you and push you closer to where you want to be. And the best part? You don't need a long to-do list. You just need clarity. By picking 3 key tasks, you eliminate the stress of endless options and give your day a clear sense of purpose. That's the formula. 3 tasks done right. It's simple, but it leads to huge progress over time. Did you know that your brain works for you while you sleep? It's true. When you go to bed with clear goals and priorities in mind, your subconscious starts processing them. It works on your problems, solves your challenges, and connects the dots. And you don't even have to do anything. When you pre-plan your day before sleep, your mind continues to work through your goals overnight. Studies show that our brains actively process information while we sleep, sorting out problems, organizing thoughts, and coming up with solutions. This is your brain doing the work for you. It's creating a mental roadmap while you rest, so you can wake up with a clear plan of action. By simply setting intentions before bed, you're giving your mind a task to work on while you sleep. So the next time you go to bed, take a moment to visualize the day ahead. Imagine yourself waking up energized and tackling your goals. Your brain will process that vision all night, and you'll wake up with a sense of clarity and purpose. There's one key to success that many people overlook: setting clear intentions before bed. Without clear intentions, you wake up wandering. You don't know where to start, and you waste time figuring it out. But when you set your intentions before sleep, you wake up with power. The moment you open your eyes, you know exactly what you need to do. Your mind is already programmed to focus on what matters, and you've got a sense of urgency. You have to start taking your morning seriously, but it all starts the night before. So tonight, before you close your eyes, decide what you're going to accomplish tomorrow. Visualize it, affirm it. Because tomorrow doesn't start when the alarm rings, it starts the moment you decide it will. Success doesn't come from giant leaps or sudden changes. It comes from small, consistent shifts that compound over time. Think about it like this. Small shifts are like tiny drops of water. On their own, they seem insignificant. But over time, those drops build up. They carve paths. They create change. It's the same with your life. The little things you do every night, the intentional changes you make before bed, they add up. Every night you release yesterday's stress. You're lightening your load for tomorrow. Every night you program your mind for success. You're planting seeds that will grow into real results. Every night you plan your day. You're setting the stage for success. These small shifts might seem simple, but they are the foundation for massive transformation. Over time, those shifts lead to new habits, new mindsets, and ultimately a completely transformed life. Success isn't about making one big move. It's about making a series of small moves that create momentum. So don't underestimate the power of small changes. They are the building blocks for everything you want to achieve. Tonight, right now, is your turning point. This isn't something you wait for. This isn't something you hope for. It's something you decide. The moment you commit to changing your nights, you commit to changing your life. The truth is, we all have the power to transform. We all have the ability to rewrite our stories. But the decision to do that, that's on you. Tonight, you decide. You decide that you're no longer going to let your nights dictate your days. You decide to take control. You decide to let go of what doesn't serve you and program your mind for the success you deserve. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to continue living on autopilot? Or are you going to take charge of your nights and change everything? The choice is yours. And that choice starts right now. Tonight. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success requires a massive overnight change. But the truth is, the most profound transformations come from the smallest shifts. These shifts are often so subtle, so incremental, that you don't even notice them at first. It's not about one big move. It's about doing the right thing over and over again, consistently, day in and day out. When you start changing your nights, you're setting the stage for a transformation that will last. You might not feel it immediately, but every small action compounds. Every time you decide to release yesterday's burdens, you're creating space for something greater. Every time you consciously program your mind for success before sleep, you're rewiring your brain to work for you instead of against you. Imagine if every night you took just 5 minutes to plan, reflect, and affirm. At the end of the month, that's 150 minutes you've invested in your future. At the end of the year, that's 30 hours. An entire day of focused effort. When you stack those small actions on top of each other, they lead to a massive transformation. The big change doesn't happen in one moment. It's the result of those small, powerful moments, one after another. So never underestimate the power of small shifts. They are the fuel that drives the transformation you seek. Right now, as you read these words, you're standing at a crossroads. You're standing at the point where everything can change. You have a choice to make. Will you keep letting your night slip by, wasted and unfocused? Or will you take control of this moment and decide that tonight is the night everything changes? This is the power of intention. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't wait for the perfect time. It starts when you make the decision to act. And that decision can happen right now, tonight, in this very moment. Imagine what could happen if tonight you chose to release the stress, to program your mind for success, to set clear intentions for tomorrow. Imagine waking up with purpose, with clarity, with energy. That's not just wishful thinking, it's within your reach. Tonight is the turning point. Your transformation begins the moment you make the decision. So ask yourself, what's stopping you? You have the power to change your life, and that power starts with your decision tonight. Don't wait for tomorrow to start. Start now. Start tonight. The power to change your life lies in the choices you make. And it all starts with how you decide to end your day. If you keep putting off the decision, if you keep telling yourself tomorrow will be the day, you're missing the point. Because tomorrow is never guaranteed. The only time you have is right now, tonight. Tonight you have the power to shape your destiny. You have the ability to create momentum that will carry you forward into the future you've always wanted. But only if you make that choice right now. And the best part, you don't have to wait for a perfect moment. There's no ideal time to begin the journey to your best self. You don't need permission from anyone else. You just need to decide that tonight is the night you begin. This moment is yours. And when you take control of tonight, you take control of tomorrow and of every day after that. You've heard it before. Action is the key to success. But it's true. Action is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Tonight, you have the chance to take action, to do the work that will set you on the path to the life you've always dreamed of. It starts with one small step, one decision. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. Just decide to take action tonight. You don't need to be perfect. Just start. You'll figure it out along the way. But the key is to begin. This is how transformation happens. It happens when you decide. It happens when you take that first step, no matter how small. And it happens when you commit to making that step every single night. Your future is in your hands and your transformation begins tonight. Consistency is the key that unlocks transformation. It's not about doing something big once in a while. It's about doing something small every day. And when you apply this to your nights, when you commit to releasing stress, programming your mind, and setting intentions before bed, those small actions will add up over time. You might not see immediate results, and that's okay. The results come with consistency. With each night you decide to take control, you move closer to the person you want to become. Consistency builds momentum, and once you've got momentum, nothing can stop you. So make tonight the start of your consistency. Commit to doing the work. Commit to showing up for yourself every night. The transformation you desire is built on these small, consistent actions, and it begins tonight. Tonight is more than just another evening. It's an opportunity to decide right here and right now that your future will be different. The truth is, most people wait for the perfect moment to make a change. They wait until they're ready. But the reality is, that perfect moment rarely comes. The only moment that matters is the one you're in right now. And right now, you have the power to change everything. You can't control the past, and you can't guarantee what will happen tomorrow. But you can control the present. You can control what you do in this moment. The choices you make tonight will impact every morning you wake up to. What you decide to do with your time tonight will determine the energy you bring into tomorrow. It will set the stage for the rest of your life. This moment, this decision is powerful. It's where everything begins. So stop waiting for the right time to begin. The right time is now. Imagine your future self, the person you've always wanted to be, the person who lives the life you've dreamed about. That person is waiting for you to show up. And that person is relying on you to make the commitment tonight. The journey towards success, fulfillment, and transformation doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens with a series of decisions to show up, to take action, and to do the work. When you commit to taking control of your nights, you're committing to your future self. You're making the decision to be the person you've always wanted to become. Your future self is counting on you. And tonight is the moment when you make that commitment. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to start. And every night you take action, every night you make intentional choices, your future self will thank you. Here's what you need to understand. The choices you make tonight will have a ripple effect. The energy you bring into tomorrow doesn't just impact you, it impacts everyone around you. When you take control of your nights, when you commit to setting your intentions and planning your day, you set the tone for the rest of your life. But that's not all. The transformation you create within yourself radiates out to others. When you take charge of your thoughts, your actions, and your mindsets, you inspire those around you. You become a beacon for others to follow. It all starts with one small action, one decision to make tonight, the first step in your transformation. And from there, it spreads outward, affecting every part of your life and every person you encounter. The power of your transformation goes beyond you. It ripples outward and touches everyone in your life. When you think about your goals, your dreams, your vision for the future, it might feel overwhelming. It might seem like there's so much to do and so little time. But the truth is, your dreams don't have to be built in a day. They don't have to be achieved all at once. What you need to understand is that each night is an opportunity to lay the foundation. Every night you release negativity. Every night you program your mind for success. Every night you set intentions and take action toward your goals. You are building the life you desire. You're not waiting for it to happen. You're actively creating it, one step at a time, one night at a time. The life you want doesn't come from wishing for it. It comes from daily, intentional action. And that action starts tonight. The first step is always the hardest. It's the moment of commitment, the moment of decision. It's when you make up your mind that things will be different from this point forward. So, tonight, take that first step. Decide to release the stress of the day. Decide to program your mind for success. Decide to take control of your future. It doesn't matter where you've been, it matters where you're going. And tonight, you have the power to change the course of your life. All it takes is a decision to start. So, ask yourself, are you ready? Ready to take the first step? Ready to create the life you've always wanted? The time is now. The transformation begins tonight.